Once upon a time, in a quiet village called Zuba, surrounded by tall mountains and wrapped in a thick mist, there lived an old man named Elias. The people of Zuba believed their village was safe because of the great lantern Elias kept burning at the center of the village. Elias' lantern was not ordinary lantern. It glowed with a magical golden light that kept away evil spirits from the mountain. The villagers never let the lantern go off for a minute or for a moment. Elias was the only one who knew the secret of the lantern's light. It was said that it was powered by the rare herb called Zivota, which grew only in the dangerous forest beyond the mountain. One night, the lantern began to flicker, the golden glow dimmed, and the shadow started creeping into the village. Elias knew something was wrong. The village chief, Baba Kamuko, gathered everyone and warned them that if the lantern went off, the mighty mountain would be awake. But Nkwame went ahead to address the villagers that the mixed mountain would be awake. The spirit of the mountain will come for them, he said. Elias checked his punch of Civito and found it empty. He realizes he will need to climb the mountain to find more. The journey was dangerous, but he has no choice than to climb. As Eliab prepared to leave, an adventurous boy named Kofi begged to go with him. No, you are too young, man, Elias said, but Kofi insisted, saying he could help. Elias and Kofi ventured into the dizzying of the forest. The trees were tall and twisted, and the strange sound filled the air. Kofi clutched to Eliab, but he refuses to turn back. The trees in the the trees in the forest whispered secrets. One tree spoke to Eliab, saying, beware of the shadow. They seek the lantern's light. As the journey deepened, a sleeky leopard with glowing eyes appeared. It circled them, its tail switching. Eliab calmed Kofi and threw it some dried meat for him to allowing them to pass. The forest tested them with ridicules. A spirit disguised as a river asked Eliab, what shines brighter than the sun but cannot be touched? Eliab answered, hope. And the spirit let them cross. Kofi faced his own death when he fell into the quickened sand. Instead of panicking, he uses a van to pull himself out, impressing Eliab. They reached the valley of Echo, where their voice bounced back at them. But the echo warned of a great danger ahead. Beware, beware, the mountain keeper, beware. Eliab told Kofi about the mountain keeper, a spirit who guides the Vito harp. It was said the spirit allowed only the brave and the pure-hearted to take the harp. As they climbed the hill, a golden mist surrounded them. It sparkled, but Eliab warned Kofi not to touch it. This is the spirit breath, he said. Out of the mist came a showering wolf with glowing red eyes. Elias used his staff to fence them off, and Kofi threw stone until they disappeared. They found a cave filled with glowing drawings. The drawings told the history of Zuba and how the lantern was created. Kofi was amazed. Inside the cave, a deep voice echoed, why have you come? It was the mountain it was the mountain keeper. Eliab stepped forward, explaining the lantern's purpose. The mountain keeper appeared, as tall as it is, the shuddering figure with glowing eyes. If you want the harp, you must face three tests, he said. Eliab and Kofi were challenged to pull a giant stone up the hill. Working together, they used a vow and their weight to succeed. The mountain keeper asked Eridico, what can fill a room but takes up no space? Kofi answered, light, and they were allowed to pass. For the final test, the spirit created an illustration of Zuba, in danger. Kofi showed bravery by running to help the villagers in the illusion, providing his pure heart. The mountain keeper was pleased and gave them the Zito herb. Use it wisely, he said, before disappearing into the thin air. Eliab and Kofi began their journey back to Zuba, but the path was not smooth at all as they journeyed back home. Eliab and Kofi began their journey back to Zuba, but the path was filled with a new dangers. They moved quickly, knowing the lantern was still freaking. A slowing river blocked their way. Kofi suggested using the fallen log to create a bridge. They walked together and crossed safely. They encountered a shadow witch who tried to steal the herb. Elias tricked her by toasting a fake herb, allowing them to escape. When they returned to the village was in complete darkness. Shadow crept through the streets, and the villagers were hiding in fear. Elab found the lantern cracked and barely glowing. He quickly mixed the zito herb with oil and poured into the lantern. The lantern blazed with golden lights, and the shadow faded. The villagers came out in their homes, cheering Elab and Kofi for the good and for the work well done. But as the cheer faded, a chilling voice echoed from the mountain. You have taken what belongs to me. It boomed. It was Mountain Keeper. That's their horror. They realizes that the Zito herb Eliab has taken was not ordinary. It was a curse herb that bound the village for the evil spirit. The spirit appeared in the village square. It is a shadowing form, following over the villagers, following everyone. It demanding a life in return for the herbs. The villagers were terrified and looked for Eliab for a guardian. Eliab stepped forward, ready for sacrificing himself, but Kofi interrupted. No, you tested me and you trusted me. You said I was brave and pure hearted. Let me prove it again. The mountain keeper laughed. Very well, boy. If you wish to take his place, you must retrieve the true Zivita herb, hidden deep within the heart of the shadow. Kofi, determined to save the village, agreed. Elias tried to stop him, but Kofi said, you have protected us for years. Now it is my turn. The heart of the shadow was a forbidden place, even darkened and more dangerous than the mountain. Kofi ventured alone, guided only by the faint golden glow in the distance. He faced terrible creatures and illustrations, but his courage never wavered. Finally, Kofi found the true Zivita herb, growing into the center of the growing pool. But as he reached for it, the spirit of the shadow appeared, blocking his way. Kofi realizes that the spirit was not truly evil. He was protecting the herb because it was tied to his own existence. Kofi said, we don't want to harm you or take what is yours. We only want to save our village. The spirit was moved by Kofi's sincerity. He agreed to give the herb, but only if Kofi promised to honor it by teaching the villagers to respect the balance between light and darkness. Kofi returned to the village with the true Zivita herb. The mountain keeper vanished, satisfied, and the lantern grew brighter than ever before. Eliab embraced Kofi, proud of his bravery and wisdom. The villagers celebrated, and from that day on, they held a yearly festival to honor the balance between light and shadow. Kofi, now a hero, continued to protect the lantern and the villagers, ensuring the legacy of courage and unity that they live on. This is the end of our story. Please like and share. Thank you. Moral lessons from this story. Courage in the face of fear. Kofi learned that bravery is not the absence of fear, but ability to act despite everything. His journey teaches the true courage and the courage that comes within. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and don't forget to share. Thank you.